So, any comments? Anything that we have missed? Any suggestions that you would like to share to us so that we can consider for maybe for the near future? Any support areas? Any ideas for the workshop in terms of the technicals that we did not cover? Please let us know so that we discuss this now together and we consider it even for the next workshop that is going to happen in, I think it's March 21st in Uganda, right? Yeah. So it's on the 21st in Uganda. So, anyone? Or should I pass it around as usual? I'll pass it around as usual.
Amir, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, 1 second. 1 second, Gustavo. Having technical issues. I was, yeah, thanks. You captured all my expressions. Thank you. Yes, Gustavo, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I don't know if we will have time, but I think the idea is to present in one session today the key findings or the key outcomes to the breeding team and as a kind of commitment from the operational team here. No? So maybe, I don't know if we have time, but my suggestion is if we could go to each of the topics that we discussed, reviewing together what you presented, and agree if there anything that we missed there, and maybe fine tune that together, to agree that, hey, this is exactly what we want to do, what we want to achieve, and the key message to each component, as you did, but review that with the team here.
Okay.
If we have time, I don't know if we have time for that.
Well, so far we do have time. Okay, so do you prefer that we go through it right now, or we can do both in parallel, actually?
Yeah, up to you how to manage that. But
so, what do you think? So, any comments again on anything that we have covered? We can go over these one by one again, okay, and give us your feedback. But at the same time, if there's any idea for us to improve for the near future in terms of any topics, okay, please let us know so that we go ahead and handle at the same time. Please,
okay.
Go ahead.
Amir, I think so far so good. Thank you very much for giving us this eye-opening conference. The only thing I would suggest is that you do a little follow-up to see whether what we have come to learn here, whether we've gone to impact to the rest of us who are not here. Otherwise, it will be like, oh, you just attended a conference and that is the end. So as we are going back, we are going to take action, and I will suggest you do a follow-up to see whether those actions have been taken.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. For my part,
okay.
I'll try, liaise with my bosses so that there will be a small training. I know you cannot use one day to teach everything, but at least we'll be able to do something for the rest of our team back home to be able to pick something from this workshop.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we have to take steps. We have to take things sometimes step by step. Okay, the good thing is that we are all here together and we are all in agreement that those ideas or those action items came basically from our discussions. All right, and those recommendations were things that you have portrayed to us, not the other way around. Okay, what we have portrayed was the technical aspects. We have shared experiences, but those action items were actually something that you have all contributed to and pointed out one point in during this workshop. So we would like, definitely we have to follow up. Definitely, this is one thing, but even better, you would have to take this. You have to be our change agents, okay? Our
Okay.
champions. Wherever you are within your organization or within your center, you have to take this information, try to work out all of these items, all of these challenges, try to weed them out of the system that you are working with, okay? And we would like to support you, and we are there to support you, and will help you all the way. And for sure, you can count on our follow-up.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Amir. The workshop was very good, interesting. The only thing I may suggest is I now realize that you will have similar workshop in other region in the east or south, but for the west and central or west that you are doing here, I see that the audience could be more diverse. In this room, we have Nigeria and Ghana. And I'm sure that with all the initiative and project within the one CGIAR, we are collaborating with more other NAS. And even the Nigeria, I'm not sure if we have NAS from Nigeria here. It would be good to have at least one guy from operation that can represent NAS. I know Nigeria is very big. You can bring all the states here, but at least I don't know from what university or IAR, those kind of things that could join this kind of meeting, which could be very benefit for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
And from your recommendations from Cote d'Ivoire, for example, and from, I mean, I haven't been there, but I'm planning soon my trip. But from Cote d'Ivoire, from Senegal, the participation, how do you see that in that respect as well?
Yeah, you know, I'm sure you mentioned like funds limit, so you can bring everybody here. So those kind of meeting, maybe one could represent, and if you have chance to visit this area, so we plan the program in the sense that you have some time, at least 3 days, to interact with different resource people across the breeding operation. So I think this is something we can do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks. Any comments on the content of or the summaries? Any area of?
Yeah, I think everything what we covered for the breeding operation are okay. It's just that we came in a period where, though I am a Sahelian, but it's very humid for me here, very hot.
Yeah.
So maybe the field tours can be done in the morning. We start with field tours.
Okay.
If next year we have to do it again in March or February, we start with the field tour, then we can discuss everything we have seen in the field or screen houses or lab instead of going there at 3 p.m. It's very, very challenging.
Okay. Do you think that we have missed anything, any item?
Well, I don't think so. You know, I'm not really operation, but in the science perspective, I could be seen as operation because I support breeders in phenotyping and evaluation in the field using advanced technology. So what I can see is missing that we didn't cover like very well, but this cannot be specific to me. So, but I hope we will have chances to touch them. I mentioned the bond irrigation and drought tolerance because this is field that we are working on and we are interested in. I talked about the drone phenotyping. I talked about agric drones. All those technologies could not be covered entirely here or totally, but I believe we will have opportunities to talk about it and see how we can implement that.
Great, thanks.
Welcome.
Okay,
Nana,
thanks.
hi.
Hi. Thanks, team, for the wonderful show, the wonderful job that you've done over the past few days. Me as a person, I encountered so many things that hitherto I didn't consider as important. So thanks for the wonderful job. I also like the aspect of having enough time for discussions. Many of these meetings you go and then you are rushed through a very tight course content. So there's very little time for interactions and follow-ups, but this one was exceptional. And I think it's a big plus for the organizers of the training. I'll re-echo what my colleague said on the other aspect of phenotyping. I understand this training was largely for operations, but I was also hoping to see more on phenotyping, the different technologies that we are using in phenotyping, digitized data capture, and the others. But I didn't see that. Probably this wasn't a focus of the training, but it would be great to have it in subsequent meetings. Yeah, so for the course content, aside what I have just mentioned, I think it was exhaustive enough regarding the operations sector. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So you don't think we missed anything regarding operations?
No, I don't.
I hope not, but I'm not so sure. Okay.
So yeah, thanks for the great job.
Thank you. Thank you. And yeah, our politician, Mr. Francis, the wise man. Nothing? No comments? Really? Okay. Okay.
Thank you very much. I don't have any comment now, but I'm here just to learn, and I have some things that I've jotted down in my notebook, and when I go back to my station, it's going to be an example for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you. But you don't see anything that additional that we have missed, for example, that you would like some attention to, or that you would want us to pinpoint maybe in our session, or maybe we should have been discussing as well?
No, as at now. So if I have later in the day, I'll pass you through my supervisor, Mr. Alik.
Okay.
He communicates to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Sure. Yeah, but you agree to all the items, at least that we have discussed, all the summaries that we have made on the different sessions? Is there anything that you would like to add to it? Nothing? Okay.
Yeah, good morning, Amir. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Yeah, to be honest, the workshop has been wonderful. The interaction and the coming together. I think these need to be done often so we can get everybody's feedback. Meeting virtually sometimes you might not have this kind of impact you're having because it's physical. Sometimes you may have network challenges online, and you may have some other challenges that might hinder you from actually speaking out your mind. But physically, from the politician and the wise man, everybody was able to power their minds, and I think that's actually impactful. So what I feel we should capture more is probably going forward, we should involve the guys that get their hands dirty. The guys that get their hands dirty, the technicians, at least one or two of them should be part of us. By doing so, it will actually give them the sense of involvement, and it will actually make them more important. And by doing so, they will be committed to their jobs. So I just feel going forward, we can actually expand the what's it called, the audience a little bit to capture those guys too as well. So everything else has been wonderful so far, and I think you guys have done a good job. So thank you.
Thank you. What about the content? Do you see anything that?
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't actually catch all the content when you were presenting. I won't lie, but I feel if you drop it on the Dropbox or on a Google link or something, I can probably go back and review it and probably make my own comment or suggestion.
And any additional areas that we have missed that you might want to consider, or you have considered, or you were expecting at least for us to discuss that we did not?
Okay, like I said earlier, I didn't actually catch all of this that you put up here. But
no, basically, this is what we covered. That's what we put there. But any idea or any topic that we have missed from the entire workshop?
No, all topic content and everything are nice. I feel probably I can actually give you a feedback now. So I have to probably go back home and or probably at my own leisure time and think over it again and probably make my comments. I can't give you a direct answer right now. So I'll just probably go back, review what we've done so far, and if there's any gap, then I'll probably shoot you a mail or probably just make a comment over that. And like I said, I think the audience should be expanded. That's the only aspect that I feel we miss out right now.
Okay.
The audience should be expanded. The guys that get their hand dirty should be involved. One or two of them should be involved and all of that. So I think that's it.
Sure. I mean, step
Right.
by step, we have to take things
Yeah, sure,
one pace at a time,
sure. Exactly.
right? Okay,
Yeah, thanks.
thanks. Mr. Wilson.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's been so wonderful, and we are grateful for the training. I just believe that this is the introductory aspect of it, and there will be room for advancement. Most of the, expanding this topic to a little more. For example, everybody we had, agree that SOP is a key, but we didn't talk much about the SOP. And I should have loved a situation where we introduced to the writing, maybe kind of a project or a kind of a discussion, give it to a group. You say, okay, you write SOP about so, and then we bring it for discussion. Because many of us, we don't know how to write this SOP, and we should allow where we are trained about the writing of it, so that, because we are just saying SOP, and that is why you find that it's not in place. In most, in fact, in 90, we don't have SOP in any way, and I should allow that aspect is doing much, so that we should be expert in writing it at the same time
Right.
implementing it. Then the sharing of the slides.
Yeah.
If it is possible, maybe like a day before the real discussion, if we can have access to the slides, so that we just go through it the night after we must taking our dinner, so that we're prepared for the follow day. I think with that, we're able to ask questions, and
I will tell you where we have an issue with that.
Okay.
Had it been a comprehensive document, maybe, but a presentation might be interpreted wrong before we present it, because there's a lot of discussions that would help through the content. Okay, but for sure, after the discussions, actually today, everything will be on Dropbox and shared with you in all the presentations, all the sections that we have discussed. Okay, but to share those beforehand sometimes can be problematic, because they will lose context. Okay.
So I think even this morning, when we had our normal morning routine, some of the take home, in fact, I think we have started the implementation already. So
Yeah,
I consulted, a team in my unit that they should work on, especially because this issue of washing of screen houses and the glass house will be having, and we'll be cracking our brain on what to do it better. Not that we are not doing the washing, but the method we are using, to me, is too crude and risky. So with that suggestion you just gave, I told them, let's see the practicability of it. And the head of the fabrication unit, I said it should be the lead to see how we can develop it and apply it.
That's beautiful to hear.
So,
great. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Anything that we have missed from the topics that we have discussed, aside from the SOPs? From the operational perspective, because for the SOPs, we are working on a template, just to keep you in the loop, that we are trying to work on a template for the future, for us to have a unified template for the SOPs, and we try to keep it as simple as possible. We don't want to have complicated documents. We'll also have some sessions and webinars in the future on how... Are you okay? Okay, for safety measures, we just have had a short circuit. Okay, and everybody's safe. Yes, just disconnected from actually. Yes. Well, regardless, let's remove anyways. Okay, so you're okay? All right. So we are going to work on this SOPs, and we promise you that we will be conducting training sessions on how to construct and how to develop the SOPs. Because again, this should be a shared document. So you will have to, from the operational perspective, okay, this has to be shared as well with the breeders. So we all have to contribute one way or the other, from the technical team, the operations, the farm management, okay, and the breeders, on developing these for our breeding operations. Okay.
So I think it should have better maybe to include how to select maybe the machines and
Okay.
implement for the operations, so that one should at least, you should know what you are trying to use, and one should know how to select the best way to select it. And a word of caution, the countries to think of the countries you should not go and purchase your, and though we are not the one purchasing, but I know we should. I'm just
Absolutely. Okay. Thanks. Gift.
Yeah, thank you and good morning. I think for me, meeting here in person and discussing these issues has given me a whole new perspective as opposed to the online meetings that we used to have. This has just kind of like emphasized, added emphasis to all the things that we were learning. Yeah, it's been quite educative. But then I feel maybe perhaps before this meeting, we should have added a practical perspective to it, whereby we identify the problem that we need to work on, like we did with the banana, and then bring the concerned breeders and the operators, that is if resources would allow, of course, and then practically here together, we try to solve that particular problem in the field.
Okay.
Yeah, that would have, and then that would have been our pilot, more like a pilot project, where we always base our references to. I know we have discussed that maybe the banana or the plantain irrigation system is not perfect. This needs to be done. We are not sure how it will be done afterwards, but as a group, it would have been better to do it together, see how we can change it, and then, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
And aside from that, do you think we have missed any topic that you would have liked us to discuss or to have included in the program?
No, I don't think so.
Nothing?
No.
At all?
At all, at all.
You're sure?
It's good.
Okay, and what about the summaries that we've had? Do you agree to the items of those action plans we have constructed together? Do you think we have missed anything?
I would be lying if I agreed or disagreed, because
we can go over them again, no? I will actually go over them again.
Okay, maybe when you do, I will say something.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna pass the paper for all of us to sign. Yes, we agree to the following content, and we are going to abide by the laws of the land, etc. So, but yeah. No, joking aside, again, we have all discussed these together. Those are our recommendations, not my recommendations, nor Vinicius, nor EIB. Okay, we have worked all of these together, and we have to take responsibility of what we have suggested. Okay, again, we know that you know that there is a problem. All right, so any comments? We'll go over these again. Okay.
Okay, and then maybe as we centralize our operations with the breeders and the rest, I don't know, maybe we are looking at making things better for everyone. But I think it being a whole new arrangement, it's going to bring about some new challenges. Maybe we should have also tried to look at what are the possible challenges that are going to come out of this and how can we sort them out.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. This is a good idea. Challenges of centralization. John.
Yes, thank you. Mr. Wilson has said a lot of things that we've discussed already. And I'm happy to be in this program because it has given me an opener to do better than what we used to do before. And like he said this morning, we've started doing something because we don't need to wait. So time is on our side. And I'm also happy that some of the things we have been discussing all along, and we keep passing them on without waiting for a special time for implementation. And I also want to say that if you look at most of the places we visited yesterday or since the program started, you discover that there's a set of people that have been attending to us. Yesterday at the glass house, we saw the cowpea technicians, plantain and yam ban and many other places. This group of persons, I will suggest or appeal that please let it be, there should be another time for this kind of training to take place so that those people can be brought into the system. So when they come along, we should be able to flow together because we can't do without them. They cannot do without us.
True.
Thank you.
True, thanks. And what about, do you think we have missed something, some subject matter or issue that we should have addressed?
Let me be sincere to you. I would say no for now because some of this kind of a program, some of us are just enjoying it for the first time.
Okay.
We are learning.
We are learning too. Well, I have to say, we're not beyond that. We have to admit this. We are all learning one way or the other. To find different solutions, we have to learn so many things. Okay, and there are many solutions to one problem. We just have to agree together that we can always communicate properly to be able to get to these problems. Okay, and do it positively. So yeah, we thank you for that.
And maybe on a later note, I want to suggest that please, before you fly out of the country, pay us a visit to the workshop.
Oh yes, I already have, by the way, just so you know, and we will be visiting Saturday as well, Alex. I will be visiting again the field, the workshop, and be visiting, just so you know, Kano as well on Sunday before I leave the country. Okay. My friend Samuel, go ahead.
Yes, I would say that this workshop has been an eye-opener to me. And if I look back, I realize that we have a lot to do. We really have a lot to do, and I'm thinking about where to start from. But I think once there is a will, there will be a way. And I will need your support going forward. You'll be coming around. This needs a whole structural change, system change. And as somebody said, we should be anticipating what are going to be the difficulties. So that's where I really see going forward, because this change is not going to be smooth as we have discussed here. But so far, it has been an eye-opener, and I think there are many things we could do right, we could change in our system to make it better.
And do you believe that, and is there any subject that you would have liked us to contribute to or mention that we have not?
No, so far, I think we've covered all the necessary aspects, so far as I'm concerned.
And about the summaries, which we will go over again one more time for us just to confirm, but do you agree at least to most of the content?
Yes, I do.
Okay, great. First of all, thanks a lot for all of this feedback. I would just ask one more question. If there is one thing that we could have done differently, okay, throughout this, I mean, I understand that the field visits were, it was very hot in the day, okay, in the afternoon, maybe we could have made that in the morning sessions, or maybe we could have allocated a full day for that. Okay, aside from that, what do you think, or what is your opinion on some things that we could have done differently and we can improve? Any ideas, any suggestions for us? This would help us for the future, for the future sessions, for different teams, different workshops, okay, so that we can take action on that. Gift.
Thank you. I don't know, maybe I missed it. The process of centralization, maybe as we go back to our different stations, I don't know, I would have actually loved the situation where maybe, though this is obviously dependent on the station, a roadmap to say, as we start centralizing, first, what are we targeting at? We are not going to do this at once. It's not going to happen overnight, but then there are certain things that I feel maybe this activity, let's take it from the breeders, depending of course on how you agree. You start slowly, and then you can do those over time. Maybe just a small roadmap on, since we have some breeders here and also operations, maybe just, you know, some of the activities that they are willing to easily give to the operators to be in charge. Yeah, so that we do it step by step.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, this is a actually good suggestion. One thing is we can have something generalized. However, this has to be also more, let's say, it depends on the structure that you have at your center. For example, the structure here at EiB-IITA is different than Africa Rice, different than CRI, okay, or SARI or CRI. So we have different situations, different conditions that require different plans of actions. However, we should have this kind of discussion, moderation, okay, to work on the roadmap together. Okay, this is very important for us to be able to do this. This has to be conducted and constructed together. Where I see the first step is, let's pull everyone, okay, and join together to sit down and work out this roadmap, and we will be there. Okay, we will definitely be there. Yes, please.
You see, what Gift was talking about, and I think you referred to the breeder. The first thing that came into my mind, which I had wanted to comment in link with what Mr. Watson said, I'm thinking about what if we start our SOPs. The reason is that it will make the individual workers, they know exactly what they are doing. A lot of people, they just don't know what they are doing. They go spray this, and they go and spray, do this. As to whether they are going to do it well or not, you don't know. Before I came here, my boss, Marcel, had discussed with me about the fact that we should create our own SOPs as soon as possible. Okay. Mr. Watson, I was just going through the EiB website, and then I saw there were samples there. So I don't know if we can start something once you create the template for us.
Let me tell you about that. It's and even Belko can capitalize on this. With, for example, in your situation regarding rice, for example, we have in the One Rice initiative, we have compiled all these SOPs. It took time. It took time because we require the support. The documents are not easily accessible. Okay, so we had to collect them. And while we collected them, we created a library. Now it is a shared library. Okay. However, we need to standardize, and this is the process that we are currently in progress with. Okay, we have to sit down and discuss between different rice breeders of different centers, different organizations. We need to try to make it in one format, okay, one simplified format for everyone. We don't, again, this is not a publication. We don't need an abstract. We don't need so many things. We need current guidelines, okay, of what to do, protocols, clear statements for the operations, for the breeding protocols, you know, all of that, and they will be shared. Okay, it's a work in progress. It is a work in progress. Maybe you should be involved. Okay, we'll discuss this. Okay, as well. Okay, to be part of this, but it is a work in progress, and make sure that the SOPs should always be, it's something that you want the operations, okay, to conduct in the field for your breeding trials. Okay, that means that it should be something shared, and you should do this together. For them to follow this, they need to be part of it as well. Okay, we'll have this definitely, and we're going to share the templates, okay, to develop all the SOPs for the different aspects of breeding and operations. You wanted to say something? Oh, okay. Any other suggestions? Gustavo, in that respect, do you want to say anything before we move on to the review?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so thanks, Amir. Thanks all for feedback. Oh, can you hear me well, Amir?
Yes.
Okay. So first, Amir, I just took some notes here, just go in sequence here. Belko, you mentioned the phenotyping. Amir, we discussed that we thought that we should, and then but we not have time, and that I agree with you that we should have put some time on to discuss more the phenotyping part. So thanks for the feedback. Maybe something that we need to consider for the following one. Yeah, it's just a matter of time too, because you see the agenda was quite busy, and yeah. Anyway, but I agree with you. When it goes to the second point here that I noted was yeah, I go to the other one first. Wilson, you mentioned the participation to select the equipment. Yeah, we definitely want to do that, but we also have challenge to do that because we have 15 stations, and we want to do this. We need to do that as fast as we can, and yeah, I just want to tell you that's not because we don't want. It's our challenge on how to. It's not because we don't trust on your knowledge, of course not. It's our challenge on how to make that happen, because we have many different people to involve. It is super difficult to connect. I think that you can imagine how challenging it is to purchase. We have I don't know how many items, but at least we have certainly more than 120 vendors to connect and discuss technical aspect for different models, and imagine involving these with each individual center and people is kind of difficult for us too. So I understand your point, and we'll do our best for the following items, like seed processing that is still missing. But yeah, just want to emphasize that it's not because we don't want, it's just our challenge on how to manage that. The other item that I have comment here was, to me, it was clear the two main aspects for this workshop was how to train and engage and involve the operational staff, go to the technical, really to the doers. So we need to go deeper into that too. Maybe we can talk more on, I think that was captured many different times during the discussions on with capacity development. We discussed that, and we need to, I mean, it's not us as the EIB, we as us together, everyone here, we need to define together the plan. You need to tell us who and what need to be trained, and then we plan together on how to make that happen, or how to structure that, because we don't know the people. You need to tell us. It's something that needs to come from you, and us to support in you. Please do not wait for us. Be ahead and push us, so, and then we can help. So this is one thing that one of the key message I noted here. The other one is in the quality management system, and it goes to the SOP, and it goes also to decentralization, to the roadmap that was mentioned, and as everything related to structure this process. And Amir, you said that the exercise that you were working with the Africa Rice and ERI and EiB-IITA on the One Rice, but I would like to emphasize the One CGIAR and One CGIAR and the initiatives, that is part of the One CGIAR. I mean, it's coming. It's a process. I don't know who mentioned that. Take time, step by step. So what I'm saying is that the initiative. So when we started in EIB, we started pushing these things. And Alec, you may know that too. We discussed that many times. We did it in EIB. We promoted these things, decentralization, but we didn't have a structure front centers to promote that, to implement that. So the One CGIAR is coming with a different approach that may facilitate that. So it's a process, it's coming. The N4S, the initiatives, so that goes to this SOPs and roadmap. I think that you remember when Yongwa presented the initiative. We have different work packages. One of the work packages, that is the work package 3, is to set up the quality management structure, the process for that. And I met Sharifa, that is leading this work package, yesterday. And we discussed that these, exactly what you're saying, how to execute that, how to make that happen. So I'm pretty sure that soon, most of you, if not all of you, will be involved on implementing that. So it's just a matter of time, and things are coming. So yeah, I really liked the discussion, because just endorse everything that we from the initiatives, everything that we've been promoting. I think that everyone here agreed. So that's I really liked that. Anyway, I don't want to go longer, Amir, but yeah, this was my main points that I noted here. Okay, thank you.